Pad strapping up, paint hits the turf. Time to find out who wants it worse. Today we're previewing the 10 most exciting games in the 2023 NFL season. NFL fans, are you ready? It's time to play football. Coming in at number 10, I got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Indianapolis Colts. And this is a home game in week 3 for the Baltimore Ravens. And the reason that I have this game ranked here is pretty simple. Anthony Richardson, Lamar Jackson. Now I'm going to put an asterisk beside this game because we're not 100% sure if Anthony Richardson starts. But if he does, we have to think about it. Two of the most athletic guys to ever play the position facing off. I want to see a lot of scrambling, a lot of running, a lot of electric playmaking, and they both have cannons for arms. I think that would be a very exciting game, and I would be ready to watch it. Coming in at number 9, we got a Week 8 matchup in Charlotte, North Carolina, showcasing the battle of the young guns. CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. These are two franchises who are looking to do complete 360s under new head coaches Frank Reich and D'Amico Ryans. With these two studded prospects going both 1 and 2 in the draft, from this point forward, everything these guys do will be a literal comparison. The Carolina Panthers almost claimed their bid to the NFL playoffs last season before a devastating loss to Tampa Bay, and the Texans were consistently a sneaky competitive team who just fell short. Here we find out who gives their team the edge and turn it all around. Coming in at number 8, we have a Week 11 matchup between the Lions and Bears down in Detroit. This is the first of the 2-game series between these divisional rivals, and I'm not sure if the Eagles and Cowboys despise each other as much as these teams despise each other. Chicago revamped their entire roster this offseason and are looking to take serious strides, while the Detroit Lions feel that if the season started at Week 9 instead of Week 1 in 2022, they would have been one of the best teams in the entire NFC. Well, all the talking between these two teams won't do us any good when that alarm clock hits 1 p.m. on November the 19th. Down, set, up. Coming in at number 7, we have a Week 7 matchup where the Miami Dolphins fly into the monstrous city of Philadelphia. This is a lot of high-flying offense, and that's expected from both teams. Gotta remember, the last time we saw Tua at 100%, the Dolphins couldn't lose, and he was an MVP candidate. We got to see how this stacks up against the NFC favorite Eagles, who arguably had the best roster last year, but they did a lot more to make sure their team remained a well-oiled machine. Jalen Hurts understands the moment, and I can guarantee you he didn't forget about that national championship game. It's on. At number 6, we have our season opener between the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. Ben Johnson, Andy Reid. Two of our game's most dynamic play callers will be looking to send a statement to the NFL by lighting up the scoreboards, and I think we can all remember what happened the last time Jared Goff went face-to-face with Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football. They scored a total of 105 points. I'm not exaggerating when I say we might see that again. In 2022, the Chiefs had the number 1 scoring offense while Detroit had the 5th. Like the fireworks. Coming in at number 5, we have a Week 2 heavyweight bout as the Cincinnati Bengals head to Baltimore to battle the Ravens. Lamar Jackson just got his contract. Will this be a game that proves Joe Burrow decides to be the highest paid quarterback when he gets his contract? He'll definitely be up against it, as the Ravens had the number 3 scoring defense in 2022 and faced the Bengals 3 times last year. So there's no secret that these teams know each other, so execution will be the name of the game. However, Lamar Jackson was not present for all of those games in 2022, and when the chips get pushed to the table on November 17th, we get an early taste of finding out if Lamar Jackson was the difference and was his contract indeed worth it. Coming in at number 4, we got the Bills versus the Bengals in a primetime NBC matchup, and there's no denying the draw to this game. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs. Offensive stars galore, and a matchup such as this one and a lot of pressure will be directed to the defense for both teams, who have some big shoes to fill after key players departed in free agency. We get to see how the Bills defense fares post Tremaine Edmonds, and we get to see how the Bengals recover after losing Von Bell and Jesse Bates. Now yeah, defense may win championships, but this ain't no championship game. Give me the points, and I want to see nothing but offense in this mega matchup. Next up at number 3, we have a week 1 matchup on Monday Night Football between the Bills and the Jets. These are 2 division rivals, and the games are never pretty when the 2 play. Now, I don't think any game that Zach Wilson started in was pretty, but that's why we got the future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers to run the show. All of the offseason hype, it was nice, and you have a multitude of weapons to work with on the perimeter and in the backfield. But is Rodgers still that guy? We have to remember, Von Miller will be back on the field. And to make matters worse, we all know about Bill Belichick's savvy sabotage party during the draft. No doubt the Jets will be better, but how much better? I think this game shows us. At number 2, we have the nastiest, most physical matchup you will see all season in week 5. A primetime matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. And if you love traditional football, this could easily be your number 1 game on my list. Now, the 49ers have a quarterback training camp battle to solve, but before we can truthfully name their starter, we know they want to run and play defense anyway. For Dak Prescott, this is a do or die in my estimation. The window isn't getting any bigger for Dallas, and if they don't prove that they can beat the NFC's best starting with this matchup, the future isn't extremely promising. Bottom line, we got 2 of the top NFC contenders in primetime. I'm tuned all the way in. And number one, the Week 11 primetime matchup, Super Bowl rematch in Lincoln Financial Field between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. If you're just a football fan in general, this is your game. Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Nick Sirianni. I can guarantee you one thing, Jalen Hurts hasn't forgotten this game either, and knowing the type of guy he is, this one stung a little differently. For the Eagles, this is a statement game, proving that maybe some bad turf and a tough holding call did in fact seal their fate. And for the Chiefs, they want to make it sting even more and showcasing that this victory was not a fluke at all. These are my top 10 most exciting games of the year, and I hope everyone feels the energy along with me. Don't forget to subscribe because it's time for football, and that means 24-hour sports is bringing 24-hour content. Thank you for watching as always, and now we out.